You're watching KSL Sports Live.
Hey there, Hockey Town. We promise we won't be doing any shoeies tonight. Thanks for staying up with us. We have the latest on the Utah Hockey Club and their electric 3-0 start to the season.
Yeah, and how far did the Cougars move up in the national rankings? We'll show you that and show you their domination of Arizona to start the season off 6-0. Well, after a rough loss on Friday night, the Utes have now tumbled in the national rankings. They are out of the top 25 for the first time this season. Meanwhile, the Cougars, they climb once again. They move up one spot to number 13 in the AP top 25 after beating Arizona by 22 points on Saturday. With each win this season, BYU continues to prove the doubters wrong, but also with each win, more and more attention is on the Cougars and their perfect start. Fox's pregame Big Noon kickoff show was in Provo with thousands of fans joining them on set right outside LaVell Edwards Stadium. BYU quarterback Jake Retzlaff, he did tell us after the game, though, that the team was laser focused, even with all that excitement around them.
All that stuff is gravy, man. The number one thing is take care of business on the field, no matter what. I remember, doing the national attention is definitely something, but at the same time, like, you gotta keep the main thing the main thing. And I don't think anybody's better at that. Any group of people I've been around that's better at that than this football team.
Well, it still feels kind of like that honeymoon phase, but through 3 games, the Utah Hockey Club, they sure are a lot of fun to watch. 3 games and 3 wins.
I think they're just good, period. Their start has not only been sensational, it's been historic. They joined the Vegas Golden Knights as the only franchises to win their first 3 games and the 3rd team in NHL history to score 5+ goals in each of its first 3 games. And that's the first since the NHL's first season back in 1917-18. That's how good they are. Let's take a look back at the wins in New York. Utah trailed the Islanders 3-2 in the 3rd when Dylan Guenther equalized on the power play. The Isles took the lead back 17:53 into the period, and all looked lost until just 13 seconds later when rookie Josh Doan gets a goal. His goal tied the game at 4, and we go to overtime for a dramatic finish.
1 minute left in overtime. The captain, Keller, back of goal. Keller right in front. Yes, he scores! Clayton Keller! And in the city that doesn't sleep, Clayton Keller puts us all to bed.
That was in the Rangers game. Not the right video, but that's okay. Dylan Guenther scored a goal in overtime against the Isles to give Utah Hockey Club a thrilling win.
The goal-scoring onslaught continued on Saturday at Madison Square Garden against the Rangers, tied at 1 after 1. Utah scores 4 goals, including a power play strike from Dylan Guenther, his NHL leading 5th of the season. And some haymakers in the second period. Michael Kesselring trading jabs with Sam Carrick, but also McBain dropping gloves and exchanging pleasantries with Adam Edstrom. Those two got the game misconduct. They were ejected from the game. But in the 3rd period, the Rangers would equalize, and for the 2nd straight game, Utah goes to overtime and gave us an early nominee for Goal of the Year.
1 minute left in overtime. The captain, Keller, back of goal. Keller right in front. Yes, he scores! Clayton Keller! And in the city that doesn't sleep, Clayton Keller puts us all to bed.
Captain with his 3rd goal of the season, giving Utah their 3rd win to start the season.
You know, you will tell me who else has a 3-0 record, I won't even know. So for me, that doesn't mean much at this point. I think everybody's focused on their team. One thing I know, nobody can take those 3 away from us, and we stay focused on getting better every day.
The Dodgers taking on the Mets, wasting little time getting the runs on the board in Game 1 of the NLCS. Bottom first, 2 on base. Max Muncy singles to center. 2-run score for the early lead. You know, the Mets are 4-0 in the playoffs this year when the other team scores first. But what happens when the other team just keeps scoring? The Dodgers put up a 3-run 4th inning to take a 6-0 lead. Mookie Betts added a bases-loaded clearing double in the 8th, and the Dodgers shut out the Mets in Game 1, 9-0.
A batted up ball up hit. Jacob Robinson intercepts at the 10-yard line.
BYU continues to roll while Utah is searching for answers. Stevenson Sylvester has a tail of the tape to show what is working and what isn't with both teams.
Kesselring carries it across. Drops one. Shot.
Tuesday night will be one to remember here in Utah sports history. We'll look back at the Utah Hockey Club's first ever home game. What a party it was.
watching KSL Sports Live.
It hasn't even been a week since the season started, but the Utah Hockey Club has brought an abundance of excitement to our state.
Yeah, on Tuesday night, we all witnessed the beginning of something pretty special. A party unlike any other outside Delta Center, and then a party on the ice in front of 16,000 fans.
What a party it was. It's hard to describe the feeling in the building Tuesday night to those who weren't there. It was electric. It was historic. You had Larry Markkinen deliver the puck on skates, the first puck drop with Ryan and Ashley Smith, the first goal by Dylan Guenther, just 4:56 into the game. You had the first fight led by Sean Dursey. They're not messing around. They're not putting up with that stuff. And then we had our first shoey in the Delta Center. That was fun. And, of course, the first win in franchise history, a 5-2 win over the one of the original six, the Chicago Blackhawks, the perfect start for this franchise.
Now, the Utah Hockey Club has done well in home openers. Of course, that win at Delta Center. How about a win on Long Island, and then a win at Madison Square Garden, one of the best hockey venues in the NHL with a passionate and very supportive fan base. Clayton Keller scored 2 goals in that game at the Garden on Saturday, Utah's win, and sure, he may be a little biased, but he told us the Utah crowd's way better than that New York crowd.
I think Delta Center was a little louder for the home opener.
All right, BYU was picked to finish 13th in the Big 12 standings, but instead they're ranked 13th in the country after a dominant win over Arizona at LaVell Edwards Stadium on Saturday.
Yeah, 6 games into the season, 6 wins. They're already bowl eligible at this point. And much of that success, of course, due to the way BYU's defense has been playing this season. It was on full display Saturday afternoon. The Cougars forced 4 turnovers in the game. One of those coming on a Jacob Robinson interception on the first snap of the second half. And then 2 Arizona plays later, an Isaiah Glasker sack, which forced the fumble, and Harrison Taggart recovered. The 4 takeaways led to 24 points for the Cougars.
I always love it because I know when Coach Hill calls a corner blitz, he knows, like, we're probably either going to get home or make a play. So, yeah, I just called it, and then I saw the quarterback look at the tight end who motioned and then just tried to throw, so I stuck my hand out and caught it. So,
Man, our defense is doing it week in and week out. It is so awesome. Deja vu from the K-State game, right? I mean, the 2 turnovers right away back-to-back to start the half. I mean, what more could you ask for? It's incredible to play with those guys on the other side of the ball.
The atmosphere, the environment is so electric. It was fun. It was just really cool to be part of it. And glad the guys got the W.
A clean pocket. Pressure now. Lob to the end zone. It is intercepted! What a catch! What a play! And what a pick!
Yeah, a key moment in the game was in the second quarter. The Tanner Wall interception gave the Cougars the ball at their own 1-yard line. Looked like trouble, but the offense would march down the field 99 yards in 7 plays. It was all capped off by a gadget play we've seen before. Parker Kingston, who played quarterback at Roy High School, he can sling it, tosses a perfect ball to L.J. Martin for the touchdown. BYU led the rest of the way.
Let's go 99 yards and score a touchdown. That was literally what was said by 3 or 4 guys to me, and I said it back to them. And we were excited for that.
Throws back shoulder. Lassiter! Oh, man, what a catch!
I like the entire drive because there's some really good things about discipline. And then I just like the play selection. I like the momentum that we were getting, and I just like the toughness from the team.
Boy, anybody who loves and appreciates football has to love the way BYU is playing right now. Stevenson Sylvester joins us right now. And Sly, I'll tell you, BYU has become what we thought Utah was going to be this season. That's a high compliment to BYU and what they're doing right now. And you look at what they're doing offensively, Sly. I think we'll start with that because they're playing very aggressive offensively. They're getting a lot of guys involved. And it's a lot of fun watching this offense play football right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but I am not a BYU fan. But I am a fan of good football, and BYU is playing really good football right now. As you said, fun to watch. They do everything right, and they're extremely aggressive on offense. When they have the ball, they want to score. Plays like this, when you get around this 40-yard line, we talk about this a lot. When you get around your opponent's 40-yard line, you take a shot at the end zone. You find an aggressive defense. You take advantage of those opportunities. Time and time again, you see Retzloff looking at the end zone. Hats off to Coach A-Rod right there. He's doing a great job of dialing up plays, plays, getting Chase Roberts, Lassiter, all his playmakers open and able to make touchdowns. Parker Kingston is taking control. Freshman last year, now a sophomore. He's doing an amazing job in this offense. BYU is fun to watch. That's why they got big noon kickoff.
You know, and a lot of pressure has been taken off of Retzloff in that offense because the defense is playing lights out. They're creating a lot of chaos. We talked about chaos plays coming into the season, and that's exactly what they're doing. You look at what they did in the third quarter against Arizona. This is a trend for BYU right now.
First of all, I want to know, what are they giving these guys at halftime? Is it elder juice? Like, what is going on? They have 14 turnovers on the season, folks. 7 of them are in the third quarter. That is how you come out in the second half and do it. And it's plays like this, extra effort plays right here. Absolutely love guys like Jacob Robinson and the plays that they're out making. And you can see the aggressiveness on the offensive side of the ball. The offense is rewarding the defense for the opportunities that they are creating. And they're playing complementary football, team defense. This defense is all over the place. Guys like Glasgow are all over the place, making tackles, sacks, interceptions. All the plays that you need to fill the stat sheet, this defense is doing it. They're tough up front on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. They have guys who are injured like Connor Pay, and you don't see them missing a beat. It's absolutely awesome. They did a great job of attacking Arizona after the bye week.
They're playing complementary football. Their depth has improved. You mentioned Connor Pay being out, no problem. Guy steps in and has the game of his life. BYU's playing good in all phases. And you look at the top 25, and it's like, how is Notre Dame ahead of BYU? BYU's got a great resume.
They didn't lose to Northern Illinois.
No, they did not. So, hey, BYU just needs to take care of business, and everything is possible for them moving forward. Sly, thanks.
All right, let's flip the page to the Utes. You know, Utah came back from their bye week with some big news. Cam Rising, who had been out for 5 weeks with a finger injury, was making his return to the football field, all set to start Friday night on the road against Arizona State. But what we all wanted to know was, would it be the same Cam Rising that was off to such a dominant start to the season? The 16th ranked Utes taking on the 4-1 Arizona State Sun Devils. And on just the third snap of the game, Rising got rolled up on after that incomplete pass. He comes up limping. Now, whether his hand was back to 100% or not, this definitely didn't help out. The Utes, they were able to lean heavily on running back Mekhi Bernard, though, who was outstanding much of the night. He had 5 receptions for 61 yards, carried the ball 21 times for 129 yards, and this third quarter touchdown that gave Utah a 16-13 lead. That was the Utes' only touchdown, though. Cam Scattaboo, he ran wild for Arizona State. He answered Bernard's touchdown run with this 50-yarder to take the lead back for the Sun Devils, and he also had a 47-yarder in the fourth quarter for the 27-19 lead with less than 3 minutes to play. Was there a chance that Rising could find some magic and lead the Utes back? Well, he just didn't have it most of the night. He only completed 16 of 37 passes, just 43%, the worst completion percentage of his career. And when the game was on the line, he threw his 3rd interception of the game. And in a season where a conference title and college football playoff berths were goals, Utah has fallen to 4-2 and 1-2 in Big 12 play.
He played like that's about it.
Rising almost intercepted and is picked.
No, he wanted to play, and he felt very strongly that he wanted to stay in the game. And he's won a bunch of ball games for us. It was very apparent that he's not at 100%. It's coaching decision to decide who gives you the best chance to win the game, and that's who you put in there. And he's a heck of a quarterback. Yeah, he'll bounce back.
Here is Scatterboo.
Man, just not playing well all around.
Shame on us for having the same storyline 2 games in a row.
All right, we bring Sly back in to talk a little bit about the Utes and what happened this week. You know, it was supposed to be a very optimistic week with Cam Rising coming back, a lot of hope that he would be able to restore that offense to what we saw the first game and a half of the season, but we just didn't get that.
No, we didn't get it at all. Cam Rising even getting hurt in that first quarter. It was really heartbreaking, for the team. Everybody saw it, and as soon as that happened, there was blood in the water. Arizona State turned it on, applied more pressure. They played with more confidence. And so it was all around bad. It defeated your team and gave the other team more energy.
Okay, so one play that stood out for you, especially in the fourth quarter, they chose to go for it on 4th and 8 there. Why did they make that decision, and should they have?
Well, first of all, I didn't go down to this game.
Right.
So normally I'd be on the sidelines yelling, but this time I didn't. So I was watching my TV, and I had to pause the TV. I'm just like, what are we doing? Why are we going for it? Two factors. We are 7 for 15 this year on going for it on 4th down. That's 40%. That's atrocious, right? And then in this game, Cam Rising's hurt. Those two factors right there, we do not go for it on 4th down. Kick the field goal. It is 16-20 right now.
Right.
You kick a field goal, you're down by 1. Even if the other team scores, you're down by 8. Make it a 1-score game. That is strategy with football. Everybody knows that. But we decide to go for it. And then on top of that, what are these play designs? We're throwing the ball short of the 1st down marker. We're not going to get anything going there with that. That ball was late and short. I just don't understand where these play designs are going in situations like that. Plus, even in the Arizona game, there was decisions like, why are we not kicking the field goal? We haven't shown that we can make 4th downs happen. It's just very bewildering.
Maybe even a bigger issue in this game, and maybe even the last few games, is their 3rd down offense. You know, a good offense, you earn the respect of the defense you're against. We're not really seeing that on 3rd downs.
No, first of all, they're getting pressure with just 4 guys. They don't even need to blitz. Like before with Isaac Wilson in, you've seen 0 coverage around. But another thing is, where are all these play designs, right? First of all, this play design, everybody's short of the marker. Again, Cam Rising's already throwing to Mekhi Bernard. But here's your opening. You run 2 clear-out routes up there, and the opening's supposed to come right underneath. But he even stops. He stops and goes back out on a whip route. What are these play designs? I'm not understanding what's going on because they're not showing the success. That was on the first drive of the game. Here, we're in the 4th quarter here, 3rd down and 10. Everybody's running slants. They've been sitting back in zone and 7 drop. We're not getting anything. Where are these play designs coming from? We're not being aggressive. What you see from BYU, they want to score. They want to make big plays. When you watch the Detroit Lions, when they draw up plays, you can see they're being aggressive. They want to do it. That's what we've been expecting from Utah and what we haven't been getting, and that's the most frustrating thing from fan perspective. There's a lot of things going on, coaching decisions, people putting in situations, but play design as well. There's a lot of questions that need to be had on the Utah part, but it's extremely frustrating when you watch Utah.
All right, Sly, thanks for breaking that down for us. You know, I don't think all is lost yet. They got a big one Saturday night, TCU. See if they can't revive some of that magic.
Right up next, the PGA Tour back in Utah for the first time in 61 years. Who won the Black Desert Championship? And more locals in the NFL also on the way after this.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but for the past 4 days, our state has just been showing off down in Ivins. The Black Desert Championship, with its unmatched vistas, has been all the talk on the PGA Tour. And the action on the course has been pretty spectacular as well over the past 4 days. The final round today, and the round of the day had to go to Lucas Glover. A bogey-free 9 under for the round. That birdie from 30 feet. He finished the day with a birdie on 18, moved up 26 spots where he started the day. He finished the tournament at 19 under. On hole 7, though, Matt McCarty came this close to an eagle. He nearly eagled this hole on Saturday, too. He was able to tap in for birdie. Then on 18, McCarty, another chance for eagle. Oh, just rims out. But birdies are enough. He wins by 3 shots, 23 under. He takes home $1.3 million for his efforts this weekend. All right, believe it or not, the Utah Royals can still get a playoff spot if all goes in their favor. It began today against the Seattle Reign. Just 3 minutes into the match, Chloe Lacasse scores for the 1-0 lead. Then in the 20th minute, she scores another, and the Royals held a 2-0 lead at that point. Just before half, in the first half stoppage time, she completes the hat trick. And the Royals win 3-0. They're just 4 points behind a playoff spot.
The 11th ranked Utah State soccer team picked up a point on the road in Fort Collins Sunday, taking on Colorado State. Tess Wirtz scored 18 minutes and 32 seconds into the match. That's her 7th of the year. The Aggies are now 12-1-3 on the season.
You guys have seen all of his gadget plays. You saw the exact same play at Arkansas last year.
He was a high school quarterback, so he can do a lot of different things.
Yeah, sophomore wide receiver Parker Kingston was responsible for 2 touchdowns on Saturday. The second was this 33-yard pass to L.J. Martin to give the Cougars the lead for good. Now, that passing touchdown was Kingston's third as a collegiate wide receiver. You heard Jake Retzlaff mention it, the exact same play as last year on the road against Arkansas. So we thought that it would be fun to take a little look back for this week's edition of the Archive. BYU is already losing 14-0 in this game, just 3.5 minutes in. When they dialed up the Kingston pass, he let it rip 37 yards to Deion Smith. The exact same play they ran on Saturday. This touchdown sparked BYU's comeback to get that win on the road. Kingston also had a 26-yard touchdown to Isaac Rex last season and is 3 for 4 for 96 yards passing and 3 touchdowns for his career now. Now, this may be a surprise to some Cougar fans, but to those who followed Parker throughout his high school career at Roy, you know he can sling it. He was a multi-threat athlete for the Royals in the run game, the receiving game, but also in the pass game, where he passed for 2,649 yards and 24 touchdowns while at Roy High School. All right, this is the moment you've been waiting all night for, the top 90 seconds in sports television.
See where it all started for Kingston. Now we'll show you where it starts for a lot of young people here in the state right now. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the Game Night Live highlight reel. We have so much football talent in this state, it's hard to pick just 5 plays from high school football.
But here we are. This is what we do each week. And here's the Week 9 edition, the Game Night 5. Let's count them down.
All right, this is Lehigh's legend at Glasgow. Watch the end zone and watch it closely. One-handed, like, that wasn't even like one of those things where you knock it down with your one hand and cradle. He just caught it with his one hand and brought it in. That's incredible.
Odell Beckham Jr. learned it from him.
Wow.
Number 4, Ridgeline High School, Graham Livingston with the focus here to pull in that tipped pass. Not only does he pull in the tipped pass for the interception, but watch him change directions, go across the field all the way back for the pick 6.
Incredible play. All right, here's number 3. Watch closely in the end zone once again. Another incredible play. This is from Sky Ridge receiver Hunter Sheffield. It's a one-handed grab while he's falling down in the end zone for a touchdown in their win over Pleasant Grove. An incredible play in the end zone.
Number 2, Camden Lopati. Watch him scramble in the pocket here. This is on a 2-point conversion play, but he is doing everything he can to get those 2 extra points. Keeps the play alive and finds someone open for the 2. What an effort, what a play. It was worth the 2 points.
No. That was worth more than 2 points. Give him the full 6. I don't care. It's pretty good. All right, with 1 second left in the half, this is Bountiful and Roy. Bountiful trying to score. They'll do anything they possibly can to score, and this is what they come up with. A little bit of rugby in that play, right? Emerson Gowman to Britton Tidwell, the hook and lateral to Siaki Fekatoa, and then Fekatoa with the rugby pass to Zeke Murdoch, and Zeke Murdoch scores. That's just before halftime. That was a huge play because guess what? Bountiful beat Roy by a touchdown. Yep. Amazing.
We need more of that in high school football here. There's a lot of talented rugby athletes also playing football. Come on.
Sometimes that turns into pitchy woo-woo, which is not good. All right, week 10, we're here. The final week of the regular season in high school football. What a way to end it. The Game Night Live crew will head out to Brighton. The Bengals taking on the West Panthers in our Game Night Live Game of the Week. West right now undefeated Region 6. If they win the region, which I know it's not like it used to be, but it's still bragging rights. Brighton could force a three-way tie between West, Brighton, and Olympus with the win there. So a lot at stake. Of course, RPI seeding is even more important. So that game will have a huge impact on the 5A state playoffs. So tune in on the KSL Sports app at 7 p.m.